Hi, I'm Dave Epstein. Welcome to this edition of Growing Wisdom. Today we're going to talk about pruning sky pencil holly. So I've got a sky pencil holly here, which is an absolute mess. As a matter of fact, there's one next to it and another one next to that and another one over there, which really look quite nice and will give you a shot of what they're supposed to look like. This one, I think that the snow basically got in here and bent it, and it's never really been the same. It's very high at this point. I think it's probably about 10 feet high. I need to clean it up. I like the fact that all three of these were the same height, but I'm going to knock this one down a little bit with the hope that eventually it grows back up again, and it just doesn't do this. This is not acceptable. It's a mess, and I want it to look a little more formal. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the camera, we're going to back it up, and I'm going to talk through what I'm about to do. This may work, it may not work. We'll edit it up. We'll see what you think. Send me an email. You can tweet me at Growing Wisdom on Twitter. Be one of the nearly 18,000 people following me at this point. So I'd love to hear from you. It's a great place to send questions. But we'll see what it looks like when I'm done, and hopefully it looks a lot better than this. So I got a couple of different tools I'm going to use. I've got a pair of pruning shears, and I've got my hand shears, which I like. And what I want to do is just sort of find that place where stuff's drooping. And I'm going to cut pretty aggressively here. So as I'm looking at this, I want to see if there's any place where there's maybe some new growth coming up, and honestly, there's not a lot of it. So we might just have to forego and kind of see what this looks like when I'm done. But I'm going to be taking off. You can see the string in here where we had it tied a few years ago. Now, it's mid-July now. When wouldn't I want to do this? Could do this April, May, June into July. I don't want to really do it once I get beyond mid-August because this will flush out some new growth. And if I did it past the middle of August, that new growth may not have time to what's called get hardened off for winter. So it could get damaged. So I wouldn't want to do it much later than I'm doing this. Or I could do it, in early January if I wanted to. At that point, it's not going to grow. But I don't like leaving some of these evergreens, especially ones like this, which is really a zone 6, exposed too much for winter. Now what I do notice is that, what's down underneath here is not dead. And actually I can see some new growth right there in the middle. Some of the skinnier ones I can make multiple cuts really quickly. It's just giving it a haircut. I'll worry about evening it out afterwards. So if you look right here, there's some new growth. So I don't want to cut that off because that's about the right height. So I'm just going to cut just above that. And that's going to be where it's going to shoot some new growth up. So that'll be nice, which is positive for me here. It's a good indication that this will eventually be okay. So what do you think? Looks, I think, a lot better. Number one, it's not coming over. We took off a ton of growth. Might have to go around the back there. Let me step down. One of the things I want to do is step away now and just see if I missed anything major. So you can see how we've really changed this plant. I mean, we took this off, right? A lot of that was leaning this way. We just removed it. A good 2.5, 3.5 feet in some cases. So that's discarded. We still have some time in the growing season for this to flush out a little bit of new growth. It's certainly not going to put that on this year. But over the next couple of years, this will even out with the other two. And now it's not going to be leaning. So this winter, I can tie this up and keep it nice and tight. And it's going to do more what I want it to do, which is be more of a columnar element. I wasn't supposed to be leaning. And just due to the fact that weather and perhaps some growing conditions hurt it, also it may have gotten some snow off the roof, which ended up splaying it out. We'll be watching that over the upcoming winters as well. For Growing Wisdom, I'm Dave Epstein.